Hey, this is Jason from Denwerks. Going to show you my little 1971 510 wagon. Love these little cars. We'll do a little walk around. We're going to show you stuff underneath the hood. We did a video underneath, show it driving and stuff. But you know, it's a clean little car. It still has little things to work on and things. But we'll go ahead and show you the lights. This is something that you can have a good time in. A lot of upgrades for sure. We'll show you the lights. You can see the parking lights, all that stuff's working. And I already knew this. I just tested it a minute ago, and they worked before. The blinkers aren't working on the front and back. I think maybe something happened with the little relay, because it's not working on the dash either. We'll go around here to the back here. I'll have a look at that. Just being honest with you, I mean, it's just happened. You got your tail lights, got brake lights. Those are all working. License plate lights working too. You know, it's a clean car. A lot of upgrades, like I said. It's got Panasport wheels on it. You know, those aren't knockoffs. Those are the real deal. You can see the cap. You can see Panasport Racing up here. It's got new tires on it, 195 55 15s. The upgrades it has 200 SX disc brakes on the rear, and it's got 280ZX disc brakes up front with Porterfield pads. It's got 280ZX struts. It's got an LZ 2.2 high compression engine in it, and it moves out pretty good. It's done a lot of autocrossing and track days from the guy that I got it from. It's got SU carbs, Z Therapy carbs and stuff, so those have been worked on by them, and the whole induction system. It's just a great driving car. You can see the paint. The biggest thing that it lacks is really the paint. It's old. You know, it was repainted around 2000, I guess, 2001, and it sat outside for some years. They repainted the roof on it at one point, and you know, they just didn't do a great job. But if someone was going to take this car, drive it around, enjoy it, and then paint it, they'd have a really nice car. And I mean, it's nice already, but you know, you can just see a lot of flaws. I'll walk you around. You can see a lot of little chips on it. You know, little tiny scratches. You know, the car's fairly rust-free. There's only one little spot where there's some rust on the other side. I'll show it to you where the fender is. It's got a little bit at the bottom. You can see it's got a front air dam on it. It's got a little crack there. You look down the side of the car though, it's actually really nice. You can see the fender's in great shape. You know, you can just see some flaws. The paint is called Spanish olive. You can see some of the clear coats coming off. You can see chips, scratches, you know, different things. This is actually a pretty rare cap. That's actually a option cap, locking cap. You don't see those very often. That's not something you just bought at an auto parts store and threw on there. You can see around the back. It's pretty clean. That Oregon plate, 1971, that's a dealer plate. So if you went to a dealer back in 1971, this car was sold new in California, actually, in Los Gatos. But if you went to an Oregon dealer back in 1971, if you wanted a little test drive, they'd put that on there. That's just on there for show. The other upgrade I didn't really mention to you, besides being a 2.2, it's got a 5-speed transmission, and which is a great upgrade for this car. This, I was going to mention too, this sticker here, this isn't a repop. That's actually an original Bob Sharp Racing sticker that's on the car. Doesn't make it worth anymore. It's not a repop sticker. You can buy them repop, but that's an original old school one. So we'll flip it around here and you can see the other side of it. So here we are, we're going to flip it around. You can see the driver's side of it. Again, you can see different imperfections in the paint. You know, you can see little chips. You can see some wear marks here from a windshield wiper. You can also see a little chip there. Just little road debris, kind of little chips. there's that little rust spot that I was talking about down there at the bottom of the fender. But really that's it. I mean, the rockers are real nice, the doors. There's no rust around the wheel lips. You can see some little scratches and chips. You can see here where the clear coat's starting to come off. You know, like I said, the paint is the one thing that's lacking. And but when you're talking about a solid car, we're talking a lot of upgrades and different things. I mean, it has everything a lot of people want. And so this is a car you can enjoy and drive. You know, it was showing a lot back in the early 2000s, and it's been everywhere. So anyways, we'll take you and show the interior on it, and you know, we'll put it up on the lift, do a video underneath of it, and pop the hood so you can see it. I love these little 510 station wagons. When I was a kid, my mom met a guy that had a 510 little race car, and so I was about 5 or 6 years old, and we went over to visit, and he asked me if I wanted to take a little ride in it, and I said sure. So I mean, it's all lowered, it had a roll cage in it, so we take it out in this parking lot, and he's doing, and I couldn't even see because I was only about this high. I could barely see out the side windows and stuff like that. He'd start doing all these cookies and stuff, and that was my first experience with a 510, and I just thought they were great little cars. I've had the opportunity to own a couple of them, and actually a couple station wagons, and I've had actually a two-door, but I'm a station wagon guy. I love station wagons. You can put a lot of stuff in them. They look cool. You know, they put these in little coupes and four doors and then station wagons, but me myself, I prefer a wagon. And so anyways, we're just taking it out for a little cruise. I'll show you some stuff on the dash, different things that work and don't work, and we'll just kind of check it out. We'll pull up over here in a little bit and see things. You can see we're out here in beautiful Oregon. There's a lot of fields. I always talk about that, but you got grass fields over here on the left, hazelnut farms, and so it's just beautiful scenery, especially driving a little car like this around. You can see across the dash is very nice. You can see one little crack there in the middle. The horn's not working. It's got a 5-speed transmission in it, and it's got a console. You can see here the oil pressure. You can see the voltmeter. When the volts are actually, when it's charging, the charge light comes on the dash for some reason. I'm not sure why. The water temperature is great. Speedometer, tach work. The gas gauge isn't working in there, and the horn's not working. I'm not sure what's wrong with the horn. And it's got an AM, FM, CD in it, and the heater works, heater fan. You got your wipers. I actually forgot where they were at. There's your wipers. All the lights work. It's got speakers in the front and the back. And so overall, I mean, it's a nice little rig, fun to drive. It feels very comfortable. It's got nice seats up front. And so we'll just cruise a little bit more, and then we'll pull over for you. Here we'll take a look at the interior. It's painted green, Spanish olive. It was actually originally a yellow car, so when they did paint it, they did all the jams on it. A few years ago, they did some spot painting and stuff on the body, and the color wasn't right on. Like the roof is off just a little bit from the rest of the car, and but you can see the door panel is actually in pretty nice shape. There's a little piece of tape there where a little cut was. There's no rust underneath the doors. You can see across the dash here. It's nice. It's got a 5-speed transmission. It's got new floor mats in it that look nice, but the carpet is aged a little bit. You can see it's coming off there a little bit. But I mean, it's usable. It's got Pro Car front seats in it. They're in great shape. Take you around to open the door here on the passenger side. It's got an original seat in the back. You can see original door panels. See, there's no rust on the inner doors. Door jam's nice. You know, you can see a little chip there. But that seat's in nice shape, you know, for the age. Headliner in it is actually really nice too. The little dome light works too. If you're hauling stuff around too, that back seat flips forward. I'm not going to do it here for the video, but you just pull in the center there and it flips forward. You got speakers in the back. Original mat is in great shape. You know, no rust around here. That's a typical spot. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's getting kind of windy. You can see here on the bumpers and stuff, they're older. You know, there's some pitting and stuff. Just some crazing. You can see here on the carpet, it's worn through. It's got all its seat belts in it, so if you got kids, you can put your kids in it. You can take a look at the seat. You can see the jams. They're in nice shape. You know, I haven't seen any structural damage on this car. I haven't seen any accidents. All the aprons look real clean on it, so it's actually a pretty impressive car, actually. You can see across the dash one more time. We'll go ahead and pop the hood, and you can take a look underneath the hood. Okay, here we are underneath the hood. We're going to go ahead and start it up so you can hear it run. Again, it's got a 2.2 LZ motor. It's in great shape. It's got reworked carbs by Z Therapy. Actually, a side note, the two brothers that had these kind of cars, 510 wagons that were on that magazine, actually the one brother, he actually works at Z Therapy. He's the salesman, so he got the previous owner into these cars, and so he was the one responsible for doing all the induction on them. You can see the VIN tags there. You can see the VIN tag is right there in the window. The stamping's on the firewall as well, right across there. But the motor's in good shape. I mean, you can drive it anywhere. I like the strut bar on it. You know, here's your fuse box. You know, it's a high compression motor, you know, so you need to run a little bit better gas in it, you know, a little higher octane in it. Right there you got hood insulation. It looks nice. So you can see the shock towers and stuff are real clean. You can see no accidents up here. Nothing on the aprons. You know, the car's real clean, runs good. You know, this is a car you could fly in and drive it home if you wanted. You know, it's probably cheaper to ship it, but it's very dependable, starts up every single time. And, you know, it's got good power, brakes work good, transmission shifts nice. So anyways, we'll take you underneath of it and show you underneath. Okay, here we are underneath the 510. Figured I would do a video of it as well as pictures. Sometimes still shots, you can't see everything, but now we can do a little walk around and just show you different components. It's got a lot of modifications on it. You know, if you didn't know that they were there, you would think, you know, some of it was just stock, but a lot of modifications for sure. It's got 280 ZX struts and disc brakes up front, right here, and on the other side, and it's got, in the rear, it's got 200 SX disc brakes in the rear. It's got a quick core front sway bar, and it's got a rear sway bar in the front and the rear as well. You can see here the radiator support's in great shape. You know, no rust, no damage. TC rods and the mount is very nice. You can see a little surface rust and different things, different spots, but you know, no big deal. It's a solid car. You can see inside here, there's no damage. Come around here to the other side. You know, no damage again. You know, the frame rails on the car are in great shape. You know, very solid. Nice floors. You can see the inner rockers, not rusty. You know, this here is just undercoating coming off. You can see the frame rail. Rockers are in great shape. You can see a little rust right here in the bottom of the fender. But the rest of the rockers, the quarter panels, the doors look real nice. You can see the original spot welds here. You can see back here original spot welds. Little repair here. Looks like a little weld mark. You know, you can see the taillight panel. You know, underneath the panel there hasn't been damaged. You can see original spot welds here. Frame rails are in great shape too. Spring perches are in great shape. You can see the inner back here hasn't been hit or damaged. Trunk drop off on this side's very nice. You can see they relocated the battery in the back. Pretty common. It's got KYB shocks. Here's your sway bar in the rear. It's got stock rear end in it, but then, like I mentioned before, it's got 200 SX disc brakes in the back. Take a look at the frame rail on this side. You know, spring perch is nice. You know, here's the inner frame rail on this side too. It's got 2-inch exhaust all the way back. Take a look at this frame rail. You know, again, very good shape. You can see the inner rockers are clean. You know, again, that's just some of the undercoating coming off. This rocker, in excellent condition. You know, original spot welds, no bubbling around the quarters. You know, overall, it's pretty clean underneath here for a little 510, and a lot of Japanese cars are pretty prone to rust, but you know, this one's been cared for. You know, again, you know, it needs paint and stuff. You got a 5-speed transmission upgraded. The ball up on top there still shows 4-speed, but you can see a little bit of seepage around here on the tranny. I don't know if that's coming from that plug, but you know, the car was built a while ago. Just a little seepage here and there. Nothing that hits the ground. You know, nothing's really worn out on the car. It drives fantastic. So anyways, underneath, it gives you a good idea what it looks like, and we'll show you some more of the car.